We've seen groups of people have strongly held beliefs that are completely the opposite of what other groups believe. What some believe are true, others believe is false. How do we reconcile these differences?
Again, the must examine beliefs. Most beliefs are put into thy mind at such an early age that thee would not have had the capacity to question what is being put there. And so it is accepted. In others, it is again the need to give up their personal power and not take responsibility. So they can hate a group because they believe this group is taking over their world, and in taking over their world will do it damage. And so they have a right then to hate them. But the group perhaps that is on the other side of that will think that the other side is trying to take over the world and do it damage. And the problem is there is no discussion. There is no middle ground. It is based on fear, always. So that fear becomes an absolute, so that the mind is already closed and will not listen to any other ideas or any other ways of visualizing the same situation. They are stuck in their vision of reality, and they do not want to have any possibility that their vision could in any way be wrong or misinterpreted. And so they hold that with all their might, because otherwise fear takes place and personal responsibility must be had. And most beings would rather think that they are pawns to some big scheme instead of learning, growing, questioning, speaking with, getting to know, opening their minds. Does that understand?
Any follow-up to that?
We have said before, and we believe that Tricia has made a picture of this. If someone is trying to sell the fear, do not buy it. Fear is the greatest means of control that there is. Fear takes thy power away. It does not empower thee. What empowers humanity is coming together, recognizing where everything is alike, not where the minute differences are. No one is out to get thee but thee. It is thy illusion. Thee can buy into other people's illusions, but it starts with thy own.
This is Tricia. I have a question. We all who come to these channelings, we all hear you, and we are all understanding or beginning to understand. And my question is, how do we bring this to those who actually need it most, those whose minds are so filled with fear and closed off that even when you say lovely, beautiful things to them, they respond with anger and, well, we've all been hating each other this whole time. What's going to change? And so how do we bring this out into the world in a way that people can have that epiphany?
Thee must create the 100th monkey. And how thee create the 100th monkey is by raising the vibration of the planet to love, not to fear, not to hate. So when thee find the fear, the hate, the anger, all those things coming up in thee, we want thee to stop and ask thyself, is this the energy thee want to be transmitting? If thee are allowing thyself to let someone else convince thee of something that thee have not tasted, felt, seen, smelled, and touched thyself, then thee have given up thy power. So instead of doing that, say to thyself, this negative thing that I am being shown, I can choose to accept, or I can choose to bring into myself instead joy, love, and light, and keep reaching out in that way to others, even when they don't seem to accept it, even when they seem the maddest. What they are doing is touching a fear. And eventually the vibration will raise to the point that all that exists is the love and light, and the fear will melt. Dost thou understand?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other follow-up? Joseph?
Yes, Mayama.
Mayama?
Is it true that God or Source is sending higher vibrational energies to make it easier for people to open up to these higher thoughts and ways of living?
Yes and no. Because thy statement makes it appear as though this is a new thing. And what we want to say is it is not new at all. The source only exists in the higher vibrations of love and light, divine love and light. It is not its intention to do anything but exist this way. So it is doing nothing. But the more entities that begin to allow themselves to feel it again, to believe in it again, not as a punishing thing. The source is not punishing. God does not punish. Humanity does. When humanity begins to plug back into that truth, to that divine essence that is real and a deep part of thyself, then it happens. The source has never stopped sending it. Thee just stopped receiving it.
So what is the truth that many channels speak about? We're in a new area of the universe and receiving new energies, new photon energies that are assisting.
One of the things that helps humanity to accept things is when beings tell them it is becoming easier. No one wants to pursue a path that is hard. And working and taking personal responsibility instead of thinking someone is going to give it to you is hard. Is this not so?
Yes.
So wouldn't thee like it so much better if we said to thee, all the angels, all the dimensions, all the realms are conspiring to help thee up? But the truth is, if thee were a baby, which is what thee are, in spirit, thee are still infants, and someone picked thee up every time thee tried to walk and failed, would thee ever learn to have confidence in thy own steps?
No.
Exactly. So this is thy gift. Thy gift is to find thy strength and come together, knowing that everything is working in thy favor. But thee have to know it and feel it and accept it and be it.
So are we being fed misinformation for our own benefit?
We won't call anything misinformation. Let us just say that thee are being given information to make the path for many seem easier. But if thee sit and wait for a miracle to occur, it will be others that bring about the miracle.